going to do real quick is we're on a 50-foot launch, and we're going to park ourselves into our berth, and it's going to be a wind on. So today in Westhaven we got the wind pushing down, and here we are, and the berth we're looking at parking alongside is just on the hammerhead outside there with those poles. So this is we've probably got about 10 maybe gusting 15 knots here, so we need to be a little bit cautious that we don't actually get set down inside there and get stuck in the channel, because we're a little bit too long for the width of that the sub fairway in there. So we'll give it a go, see how we get on. So what I'm doing right now is getting ourselves, I want that wind on the stern of the boat, because all launches, we're on a twin screw launch here, and they're easy to control in reverse to kick the bum into the wind. So if you have a look now out the front, you'll see I'm just getting myself lined up. Just getting myself lined up in my space. Now the wind is behind us right now, so I've got to be a little bit careful as I make my approach down in here, because I don't want to get pushed too far down in there. So to start with, I'm just going to initially hook my port engine into reverse. That's turning the boat around, as you can see. Starboard engine forwards. And now I've got the wind on the side of the boat. So the wind is on our port shoulder. Make sure we've got some thrusters. You can always give them a test, it's a good idea. And we're going to get ourselves lined up to our space. What I need to adopt is an angle of yaw. So ideally, when you got the wind on the side of the boat, you got a crosswind, you want the bow angled up ever so slightly into the wind. So the wind is coming from here right now and pushing us sideways. If I come in with the wind at 90 degrees to the boat, all that's going to happen is we're going to get pushed savagely sideways. But by having an angle of yaw up into the wind, it's like an aircraft coming into land in a crosswind runway. So we get an angle of yaw and we can actually approach in. So if you have a look at the bow, you'll actually see it's been pushed quite a lot by the wind. We've been pushed off to starboard. So I'm just going to mitigate that now. If you look at the controls, you will see just starboard engine forward and the port engine in reverse. And we're now just getting ourselves lined up with our space. There we go. Now we don't really want to be relying on the thrusters for everything. Thrusters are fantastic on a boat for getting us out of trouble when we need them. If you've got a strong wind, I've actually been parking in here in 30 knots, and it's quite difficult to get in using the thrusters. A lot of the thrusters, they're not really grunty enough for the size vessel that you're actually operating, and they really just slow you down as to push you back against the wind. So we try to get this as best we can without using thrusters. So here we go. Gonna make our approach. And if you look out the front now, you see we're just getting that bow in between the poles. Allow the wind to push it. And again, I'm going to split my engines now, starboard forward, port reverse. And again, it's all about just getting the angle of yaw up into the wind. So I'm just letting the boat kind of crab sideways like this. Take your time, there's no rush. This is all about the angles, not the speed. So the stern is now starting to get a little close behind us. So a bit of forward. And now I've got a beautiful angle of yaw to get us in here. Absolutely fantastic. That is the perfect angle of yaw. Just bring her in. And if I need to tidy it up, I'll do it on the thrusters if the wind is pushing me a bit too much to starboard. You can see we do have a little bit of sideways motion due to that wind pushing us towards the starboard. Just keep that boat moving forward as she comes in. There we go. And now I'm going to eliminate my angle of yaw right now. So at the moment I've got about 10 degrees of yaw to port, and I'm now going to eliminate that by just going forward on the port engine, and that will straighten the boat up and allow the wind to begin pushing me sideways. So because I've straightened up to the wind, I now want to just slow my descent down onto the dock using the thrusters. There we go. And both engines reverse to bring the boat to a stop and allow the wind to gently settle you down, and just use those thrusters so you don't hit the dock too hard. Quite a complex little maneuver that. Hopefully it was all available and visible on the video, and I'll catch you in the next one.